Welcome to another episode of Decogged Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at Mario. There's a new trailer, which is cool because we saw it last time and we thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And we've been gone. We actually haven't uploaded for 2 weeks, so it's nice to get back into it.
It's a rare occurrence, actually.
Yeah. So,
but we have been working on some interesting stuff.
yeah, maybe we can do a breakdown later.
Yeah.
After when we release it.
When it's official, we can show you guys what we've been working on.
Exactly. But for now, any thoughts about the Mario thing from last time?
Well, I think where we left it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
The style.
Yeah.
I remember I just couldn't get over the voice. Like
Oh,
me,
yeah.
Like most people online.
Yeah.
But I think overall the look is pretty good. It's faithful to the style.
Yeah. And it's faithful to the studio.
Yeah, and it seemed funny. Like the trailer was funny, which is an important thing. So
yeah, man, I just remember the penguins. They were so funny. Oh man, it was good. And everything looked pretty good. Like what you want to see from Illumination production. Yeah. From the IP, like everything seemed to be pretty much coherent and exactly what we expect it to be.
Yeah.
So other than the voice, but
we'll get over the voice. I don't know. Chris Pratt's is like a pretty distinct voice. So.
Yeah, we're over you, Chris Pratt. We have fatigue.
Yeah, Chris Pratt fatigue. Yeah, actually, I watched something recently with him in there.
Oh yeah,
which is the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. So that was a pretty interesting thing.
Oh god, was it good?
It was very interesting. I don't know how to feel about it. I like that they did something unique, but I feel like it's very polarizing. Some people are gonna hate it a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. When people say very interesting, usually that means it sucks.
Well, I think it depends on It doesn't suck necessarily.
Yeah.
It just like if it's not your kind of thing, then it's not your kind of thing. There was like a musical bit in there.
Oh no.
You know, it's like not a really serious story at all. It's very like I don't know. You should watch it. If anyone has seen it, please comment.
Yeah.
Comment how you feel about it. I haven't got a big enough sample of like how everybody feels.
Yeah.
So
no, it would be good. Like maybe I'll watch it if just to complain about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's 40 minutes. It's basically an entire
40 minutes, dude. I can't.
It's like an entire episode of something.
It's so hard for me to commit to something now.
Yeah,
but yeah, maybe I will. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Ooh, can you see?
Yeah. Ooh.
Whoa, is that a Coliseum? Oh yeah, Donkey Kong.
Okay. Not sure if you know who I am.
He looks so good.
But I'm about
Bowser.
to rule the world.
Wow, yay.
But there's one problem. There's a human has a mustache just like you.
Do you think I know every human with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
Bowser is coming. Together, we are going to stop that monster.
The princess looks kind of anime-ish.
We're adorable.
Oh, I got this. No problem. Yes. Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now! Ah! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't fit him, the voice. I can really hear it now.
There's a huge universe out there with a lot of galaxies.
Wow.
They're all counting on us. No pressure.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road.
Dude, that's so sick.
They gotta jump.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow, that's awesome. April next year. Cool.
Yeah. Pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it.
Yeah.
I thought I only kind of just heard about this film and all of a sudden it's coming out.
Yeah, in like 5 months.
Yeah, usually it's a year of like advertising before like anything comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's only like a 6 month like advertising window.
That means production. That means production is probably almost finished then.
Yeah.
So maybe 3 more months, like crunch during. Unfortunately, they probably have to crunch during Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this looks like it's pretty final, like some of the shots. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool to see.
This is like initial thoughts. I was like, yo, this is really good. I didn't think I would be excited. This sort of just, I think I said the same thing the first time I watched it. It's just, I don't really. Recently, I've been totally off the more childish or like the kiddie stuff. But this, I really actually I want to watch it.
Yeah, you know what it feels like a lot.
What?
Even just like pausing on this frame, feels like if you took like Cloudy and you mashed it with like Lego, the look, and then it kind of comes like out like this in a way. Like the color palette here looks very Lego to me.
Yeah,
and how it looks like stylistically, like maybe it's the amount of like realism in the rendering or something. I don't know, it just gives me vibes of like Lego.
Yeah, maybe it's the like everything's very poppy and color.
Yeah, everything's super saturated. And the scale of things makes it feel like everything's like a miniature in a way, so it feels very Lego in that sense.
Actually, I know exactly, like, I mean, this does feel like it to me too, this specific shot.
Yeah. Like you could just replace all these like
with Lego figures.
Yeah, with Lego figures.
Yeah, and I can imagine. Yeah,
and it wouldn't stand out. And then some of the other shots felt like more like cloudy.
Yeah.
Like the Candyland sort of place.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Candy. I don't know what you call it, but yeah.
I know what you. I know what you're referring to though.
Yeah.
But oh man, this looks great. And
yeah,
like Rainbow Road
cool.
looks awesome. I think there's like also nostalgia. I think that adds to it. But yeah, like I don't even know. All the animation is crazy. I thought it was very appealing. Everything looks
really maybe good. It's the animation as well. It's like very like Sony in a lot of ways, like the fleshiness of the face and so yeah. I mean, it looks pretty good.
Well, I mean, actually, it just reminds me of like Minions, but on a like
yeah, exactly. It's like a grander scale or something.
And the characters are a lot more. How do you say it? I feel like Minions, like the characters are a lot more, not the stereotypical appealing aesthetic. Because like for example, Gru, I wouldn't say he's a good-looking character.
Yeah.
Or like,
but he's got appeal in his own.
He's got appeal in his own way.
It's just not like a very like obvious.
Or not the traditional path of,
making something look cute or like like cool or something.
Yeah,
but it's more just like, hey, he looks ugly, but he's appealing.
Yeah,
at the same time.
Yeah, but I think this is definitely more the stereotypical or the classic, what looks cute and what looks like appealing.
I think so. I mean, they're so like well established. Maybe because it's been around for so long. People look at the designs as like the what to do
exactly
feeling, right? So,
I mean these look great. I thought like a lot of, the movements are they're so good. Everything feels so fleshy,
but it's kind of weird in that like some things feel real and some things just feel like very stylized. Like that background just there felt really like the mountains feel kind of real, in a sense, like the scale and everything, but then you look at the castle and it looks completely like there's no scale to it. So it's weird in that way, like the where they decide to like go with stylized. Like this here. Doesn't like there's no sense of scale or anything. It just it's just like a stylized cartoony world. Whereas the other shots feel like they're like these things are very highly detailed. So I think it's like very simplified looking stuff, and then other stuff is like very
more
detailed and it just to me there's like a little bit of a disconnect there. But
I felt like this is this could be a picture, to be honest.
And then you go and look at like the forest, for example, and it just feels like much more detailed than this. Maybe if it was me, I would have just stuck to like one sort of style a bit more. I
mean, even like if you go to these close-ups, like there's a lot of detail with like everything.
There's like a lot of like textural detail, I guess. But the shapes are very like simple.
Yeah.
Whereas this
Here.
feels like it's much more like the foreground almost feels like a different world than the background. Do you know what I mean? It feels like they don't jive as much. Maybe
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Like, yeah, it just gets a little bit too detailed in the back.
Yeah,
in
I mean,
my opinion.
it's definitely like there's a lot of detail compared to especially the ice, like
Yeah,
palace
exactly.
thing. Like
Yeah.
it feels like night and day. But to me, I feel also maybe I'm not so fixated on that because right now I haven't seen any of the characters within like to show scale in that shot.
Yeah, yeah.
I think if you had more characters in there, maybe that sense of scale won't be so different. Because right now it feels like that ice palace sort of looked really miniaturized, if anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like it's very like
Mm-hmm.
it's just there's a high fidelity of detail is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to get at. Whereas if you look at the Colosseum, it's not as high fidelity.
Let's see.
Like the amount of like, yeah. So this looks way more stylized to me, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's it's how it would be if you go further away. You get more and
Yeah.
more detail, right?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go stylized, I feel like if you're gonna do it all the way,
You should go
less
stylized,
detail, like less and less detail in the background,
Yeah,
versus
okay.
more and more detail.
Detail. Yeah.
So that's the big difference to me. I think like when it comes to stylization and the castle, they went with less detail further you got,
Mm-hmm.
whereas in these like wide open shots, it
Yeah,
gets more
more
detail.
detailed,
So I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know, like.
Oh, that's true.
Stick to one,
Yeah,
kind of look, but
It's great that they have Donkey Kong. I still love that game. Oh man.
who's that character with the banana? Is that like that's like the grandpa from Donkey Kong? Or
I
something?
think so. I never seen him before. I only know, Donkey Kong and like his girlfriend or whatnot. Man, Luigi looks awesome. I felt like Luigi's voice matches him, and I think he has a little bit of an accent. So then it
yeah.
really sticks out like a sore thumb when I'm not saying
when Mario starts. Yeah, I mean Luigi's voice didn't like.
Yeah,
I didn't think anything of it. And
Yeah.
that's a good thing, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't try to,
yeah,
change it up, get some. Maybe he's a famous actor. I don't know, but it just
Yeah.
fits. Whereas, Chris Pratt, I think, is definitely not the right
yeah,
casting choice for the voice of the character. Maybe for the personality, but
yeah. I mean, I noticed it the most like during the section when I was like listening to him, like here. It doesn't even sound like like the
It
character.
doesn't even sound like the characters.
Yeah.
The one saying
Yeah.
that. So.
Oh, dude, I love like this. He had the funny suit
Yeah,
from back in the day. That's awesome. Oh, the fireball flower. Yeah, that's cool.
I wonder like how many like small game cameos will show up in this. I mean, they already showed Donkey Kong, but
Yeah.
they have so many, right? Like there's like, what is it? What else is there? Like Kirby's a Nintendo one.
Yeah, Kirby. Oh man, there's so many.
Yeah, there's so many.
Especially back in during that stage.
Yeah,
I
and
bet
then
that-
there's like Yoshi and stuff. Like, is he gonna be in there?
I think the next one. I think Yoshi, Wario.
Yeah, Warrior. Yeah, they're saving. Maybe they're saving.
Yeah, I think they're
some of
saving.
these. Yeah, because I could see this being like it just goes forever. Like this franchise.
Yeah,
They'll make like 20 films out of it or whatever.
yeah. Wario's definitely going to be the second movie's like villain.
Yeah, and then there's like Waluigi. There's like all these, other characters that you can start to play with. But,
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, that it really. I think it'll be a pretty fun franchise to sort of see for the next few years.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean they can almost do their own multiverse sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? With like,
Maybe.
because if you think about Smash and all the characters in Smash, that it's just like characters from like Square Enix and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like that
Yeah,
they like
dude.
that they got in, and there's like Link.
Oh, man.
From
Yeah,
from-
Zelda.
so they can put all these characters in and do their own like little multiverse thing if they want.
Oh,
They
man,
can
they
do like a separate
definitely
Zelda
would.
film, and then like somehow like
Yeah.
maybe it's just like Smash Bros or something. It's like some like Mortal Kombat tournament-esque thing that all these characters have to come together.
I think they definitely would. I mean, if you had like, maybe that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that could be what they're doing, like trying to set up like this is the beginning. Like Mario kicks it off because
Yeah.
Smash and
Yeah.
Mario are kind of synonymous, but then you get all these other characters from
The
that.
other worlds, and then you could make stories for all of them, movies
each
for
one
all of them.
individually. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then maybe it culminates in Smash. you know.
Yeah.
But that could be a cool thing. I don't know. We'll see how well these films do, but
Yeah.
I guess it's all contingent on how well these first few films.
Yeah. Freaking Marvel. This is what you guys did.
Yeah.
What you guys started. All these
I
like
know.
freaking universes. Yeah. And with
true.
metaverses and stuff now as well.
Yeah. That's
You know,
right.
and like DC's trying to do that too, because like they had
Well,
a
yeah.
game that came out that was like supposed to be like Smash Bros. I
Yeah.
forgot what it was called. It was recent though.
Is this like Injustice? Like, I mean, it had an Injustice for a long time already, where it's like
No, it was
like a lot of DC characters fighting each other. But...
yeah, but this one's like they had like Scooby Doo,
Oh, wow,
Batman,
okay.
and like yeah, it's very like cartoony, like very child like, and it's basically the same premise.
Yeah.
So and it's I forgot what it was called, but something it had a verse in it.
Right.
So I think
Also,
everybody's
this
trying to
would be
build
like
up
Warner
this.
Brothers, like big player, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
I definitely don't think that fits as well as Smash Bros.
Yeah,
Like Smash Bros. Already
for some reason,
had it-
Smash
yeah.
Bros. Yeah, you've already accepted that these characters can live.
Yeah.
Like, in the same thing, right? So,
Exactly.
And stylistically, I feel like a lot of them do just fit together.
Yeah.
You know, like Link can easily just be dropped into like a Mario universe, and
Yeah.
I think you just buy it, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah. If you put Scooby Doo with like, you know, Batman, it's just like what?
Yeah,
what's
that's
going on, guys?
Exactly. Like I mean, like
You know,
I remember
Scooby-Doo
seeing
and the
Shaggy.
Joker.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
this is so stupid. Like, or it doesn't really mesh.
Yeah.
It's just too different. I think.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't have like an overarching like start. Like whereas I think Nintendo in general has like an overarching feel about all the franchises inside of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like they all feel very. Maybe it's because it's just like very PG, kind of like very like
Yeah.
family friendly. So all the designs naturally end up looking like they
Sorta,
could fit
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go from like this G thing like Scooby Doo to like R rated, like,
Yeah.
which is like the Joker, it just like you just can't put
Yeah.
them together, you know?
Even if it's the animated series, it still feels like it's too much of a difference.
Yeah.
Also, like
yeah.
you know, the Zelda, as bad as it gets, it's still just like
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
it's
real
not-
as it gets, it's
yeah.
already stylized. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're not dealing with like real gritty kind of things
exactly.
mixed with like non-gritty stuff. So.
Yeah, and what was it Metro? Is it Metroid Prime?
Yeah, Metroid. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you can style like they already stylized Metroid
For Smash.
For
Yeah.
Smash, and then
Yeah.
you know, like if you see some of the cover art and stuff, sometimes
Yeah.
it's like very stylized. I'm like, oh, that works.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely think Nintendo's done a. Yeah, they definitely
Yeah,
feels like they're now that you said that, it feels like they're gonna
yeah.
go down that path.
I think it's just natural because they have all these IPs, and like, how do we
Yeah, how do we
milk
revive
every
them?
single cent out of our IPs?
Yeah.
Before this whole new Web3 thing comes in, and everyone cares about new IPs instead of old ones.
Well, you know what? I think they're setting up the IP, so it's sort of like in Wreck-It Ralph 2. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but everybody goes into like this. It's sort of like a metaverse kind of thing, but everybody's shopping just like online, and
Yeah,
it feels like they're trying to grab you into their sort of
yeah,
like
yeah.
Nintendo's like sort of metaverse, and they just want you to live in there.
Yeah. It could be like a long term kind of play. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I guess if anything, they have more leverage the more
I've-
familiar their IP is to
Mhm.
like the new generation. Because I mean, they have no problem to selling to like our generation because
Mhm.
we've grown up with this. But it's kind of like you just have to keep getting the new generation because it's like, well, who are the most likely people to live in the metaverse? It's going to be not us probably, but the next generation.
Yeah.
So
Not even
I
next.
mean-
I think it's the one after that.
Yeah, it could even be the
yeah.
one after that, right? Or the like, who knows
Yeah.
how long it takes for this metaverse thing
Yeah.
to take over. But they need to continuously, ingrain themselves in the next generation, in order to keep their IP like somewhat like
Yeah.
worth something, right?
Yeah.
So even if they don't build a metaverse platform, they have so much leverage with the IP. that
Yeah.
They're like, hey, for us to come on your platform, like let's say Facebook wins, God forbid.
Yeah.
But if Facebook wins, then they have so much leverage to go on Facebook's platform that they can get a good deal out of it. They say like, hey,
Yeah.
we're going to put our characters in your whatever universe.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay us like X amount, right? Some
Yeah, yeah.
ridiculous amount. Whereas if no one cares anymore, they're like, oh, well, 80% of our audience is like at the age like demographic that don't even know your characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not going to pay you jack all for your IP.
Yeah. But yeah, I totally agree. This is great. Yeah, this is good. I mean, I'm liking it so far. I'm just surprised because I think if I saw this, like even like for example, like the Disney one, Strange World, like when I saw it, I was like, ugh. Like, I hated this. Like, I don't know why, but it's just like I was so like over it, right? But for some reason, this one I'm like, there's a charm to it.
Could be nostalgia. I don't know. Like,
but I didn't really like Super Mario that much. I thought he was like, I mean, the game was fine, but I didn't like. I was more drawn to like.
Well, this seems like it'll be a more fun movie. Like just from like the trailer alone, I can tell I'll have a much better time here. Like I'll laugh more probably. It just like you kind of want to see these characters in like finally come to life, like in a fully fleshed out kind of like an actual being, right? Whereas in the games, you're always just interacting with these characters on a surface level.
So
you never really got to go deep and understand, like, oh, like, what, like, who is Mario? Like, what would he do in this situation? So now, they're kind of like drilling down on the characters a little bit, like, deeper in that sense. But Strange World, I think you're not, like, you don't have that initial investment with these characters.
They're new.
They're new. You don't know them. You don't really care. So they have that to contend with. But I feel like it's such a shame because like they took a chance on something new. Like a new look, a new style, but also like a new IP because if it's Disney, they can easily just like
do a sequel. Or
they
whatever.
could do like Beauty Beast animated like 3D version or something. They can just keep recycling old IP. And then everybody's always saying like how they want new IP, and then when they finally do this new IP and it didn't do so well, it's kind of like a big bummer for everyone.
But I think it's also like it felt like whenever I watched the trailers for that, it felt like very you don't know. It felt a bit. Almost like complicated. Like there's a lot of unanswered questions which a trailer should have, but for some reason this one just seems like a simple adventure. And there's a good guy, a done deal. And there's one guy and another guy, and it seems like it's fun. And it's just a adventure movie that's simple. And I don't know, there's some appeal to that, I think.
Actually, I feel like this target audience is very clear. And maybe that's what it is. You know exactly who's gonna like this film. It's like people who love Nintendo and like
kids.
And kids, exactly. So and then like parents can enjoy it because they're already familiar with the franchise. And kids will love it because it's definitely targeted at kids. Whereas if you something like Strange World, like who's that really for? Like, is it for me? Because I feel like I'm too old for that. Like I want mature themes. I want to watch like. Like some R-rated Joker movie versus this like Strange World thing. But it seems too mature for like kids. So it's like, who are you guys really going for? Cause
I think maybe it's like it's not so in your face that it makes it like kind of like
like they're trying to like maybe they're trying a little bit too hard to like cater to everybody. It ends up catering to no one. Whereas this is like it's for kids and parents would love it because they already know. Like we don't need to cater for the parents; they're already in. It's like we got to sell it to the kids.
I think maybe that's definitely like a big factor to it. Because I know exactly what to expect from this.
And you'll still watch it, right? Because you're like, I'm already somewhat like familiar with the characters. And you're curious enough. You're like, I don't love the characters, but I'm curious enough to see
what happens.
What happens.
And I honestly really it's like really well executed just from the trailer.
Other than Chris Pratt's
voice, which is very like surprisingly it was. I don't know why I didn't notice it last time, but this time I'm like, dude.
You know what I would love? Okay, someone out there is nerdy enough to probably do this. So if this idea gets out there, I'd be very happy. It's like if someone took the entire film and did like an AI like correction on his voice to make it sound more like what Mario would sound. And just do it for the whole film. I'd be into that.
That'd be sick. Yeah. How would you feel if you were Chris Pratt?
I don't know. But why didn't they doctor his voice a little bit? It's like make it a little bit like.
Then it's like why get him
or something? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, he has the mannerisms. I feel like that could work really well for Mario. And maybe that's what somebody thought. Like, like his character could fit really well for Mario. But
it definitely does.
It's just his voice. I think it's really just the sound of his voice.
I can totally imagine him if he like did Movember, like
Yeah.
him with the mustache, and he'll be doing the same like sort of like
Yeah,
like
exactly.
actions. Yeah, I can totally
if
imagine.
he dressed up in Halloween as Mario, I think his character would fit, except for his voice, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, another interesting thing that I thought about before is like, well, when it comes to like Chris Pratt, like why didn't they like test out his voice to begin with? Like that surely would have been just the bar for like. I mean, they would have done it, but like, why didn't they just test it and then like do like because they test everything with films. They test like the story, they do audience tests for all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't they just do like an audience test for the voice plus?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think they care about that. They wanted his name because that's what happened. I felt like for Super Pets.
Yeah. Like whose name do you think they
Okay, so even I mean, for people who haven't seen it, like, so you got Crypto, which is the main dog, who's like pompous, like he's the main character. He's a bit pompous. He knows, like, he's elitist.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So The Rock is him.
Yeah.
Superman is John Krasinski, and then Ace, which is Batman's dog, is basically the rough around the edges kind of dog who's like been in the shelter, who like is a bit bitter towards humans in general.
Yeah.
He's Kevin Hart. And Batman's Keanu Reeves. Other than Batman as Keanu Reeves, I honestly can say like you can like those three main other characters, you can switch them around. Like so for example, I would not just the muscles, but I think like the sort of aloofness of like Superman in this film. Yeah. It could be The Rock. Yeah. Right. So sort of like, oh, I'm just so buff that I don't like. I'm kind of like dumb. Yeah. Yeah. Like he can totally play that off, right? Yeah. Whilst like Krasinski would be perfect for that elitist, like sort of like, you know, dog. He can definitely, he has that like that voice where it can range from like all these different things, right? Yeah. But Kevin Hart as this buff, like sort of Rottweiler kind of looking dog, it's just like, you know, they got him because I think The Rock was, his production company was sort of also signed on for this movie. Yeah. So I think he wanted to get the credits for his company, right? Yeah, yeah. So I think he wanted Kevin Hart to jump on. Yeah, yeah.
Plus, just I mean, maybe just for fun too, like, you know. It's
well,
like
yeah.
They love.
Well, just for the names, right? There was crazy amount of names in this show. Yeah. And I just think, like, you know, I don't think they cared about I don't think anybody, when we were working on it, was like, oh, yeah, that's Kevin Hart. Yeah, yeah. Because, when I first saw it, I was like,
Yeah. But do you ever feel like it's like it's the same situation with the Sonic thing, the initial design for Sonic, where it's like, you know, where it like, surely people would have noticed that this is like not good, and people would have said something like, maybe no one wanted to speak up, you know, which makes sense. Like when you're like in a room full of execs, you don't want to be the guy to be like, oh, that's shit, you know. And everyone's like, well, I approved it, so you know, you just look like the bad guy, right? They're just gonna hate you for it. So
I think I think for Super Pets, I think it was very obvious what they were trying to do, and you know that. Yeah, it's The Rock and Kevin Hart. You know those two combos, it's going to sell. Yeah, so you know what they were doing.
Yeah, you just have to fit him somewhere. Right?
Yeah, you just need to fit him somewhere. And it's like, other than the two main characters, how else are you going to fit him? So I understand the financial side of that. Yeah. But Sonic one is just poor choice. Like, I feel like people were scared to say something because that thing looked
that looks so good. But you know how we mentioned how they recovered,
and made a character
made it way better than the actual Sonic.
I think that's the best. Like, that was an awesome, like, sort of, you know, when you screw up, I think that actually, if you learn anything, it's like you can make another IP from that. Like,
exactly.
It's better to have
even better.
It's better to have like really good character and a really shitty character than like somewhere in between.
Yeah, that's
and they
true.
managed to do that. So at least you can go somewhere with it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
but I don't. Yeah, maybe like I feel like you could still get a big name to voice Mario, and it doesn't have to be Chris Pratt. But I don't know.
I definitely
maybe
think so.
Someone really loves Chris Pratt in the casting thing or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Or like someone in the producer circle was like, I need to get Chris Pratt on this film for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because I owe him one.
Yeah.
or something. Who knows?
I feel like it could be like, yeah, it's definitely like I think it's a mixture of everything, to be honest. They know that, you know, he's going to sell tickets at the end of the day. He's going to make money for them. It's a big name. So, yeah, I think, honestly, that's the only thing that I can think of that why they would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird because universally it's like everybody on the internet agrees.
Let's see. Let's see if anybody says anything.
Yeah.
I really wish upped his voice for yeah. Honestly, why is cool? Yeah, it seems like everybody's really loving it, except like the only comment is really.
Yeah, that's the only thing I ever heard about anything about this trailer or like just the whole movie. It's just the voice. Like that's the one gripe that everybody has.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that if you did an audience screening to like even just test the voice with the character, like most people would be like, nah, like that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And they can then like either recast or just like slightly alter the voice. Like that person saying, maybe up the pitch or something, or change it just a tiny bit, you know, just to make it fit a little. But
yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm gonna give it an A-, man. Like I'm excited to see this. I'm really like,
I don't know if it gets an A for me. Like it's probably like a B, like a solid B plus. Yeah. Maybe just for the effort of like being respectful to the designs and everything. Yeah, I'd give it a B plus.
Oh wow. Yeah. I'm like I said, I haven't been giving out A's too much lately, but A- for me for this. This is like, it hits me like for some reason. I don't know why. I just like it.
Cool.
So I'm excited to see it come out. But let us know what you guys think and whether you guys would watch it. Because did you guys grow up with Mario? Because if you did, maybe this is a movie that's for you as well. Yeah. So if you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Peace. Thanks again for watching our video. If you like what you saw, please comment, like, and subscribe. Any support would be greatly appreciated. Peace.